Hi all, welcome to another session of machining process and metrology. Today we are going to learn about screw thread measurement. So I am Dr. C. Labesh Kumar from Department of Mechanical Engineering. So this topic will cover under CO6, which says that we need to apply various methods for measurement of a screw thread and also surface roughness parameters, how to find out them with respect to different instruments, including optical measuring instruments. So let us see what is a screw thread measurement. So generally a screw thread measurement is has a general components which consist of an helical grooves formed on external or internal surface of a cylinder or a cone. So in general, if I say that a shaft is present, if a shaft has been engraved with helical grooves, then that is termed as a screw thread. So either this screw can be done in external surface or internal surface of a given cone or a cylinder. So these threads are mainly used for fastening motion transmission and power transmission in all mechanical systems. The importance of screw thread measurement is that we need to ensure a proper fitting between nut and bolt, as well as maintain interchangeability of the components. Then also it prevents leakage as well as mechanical failures in the mating parts, as well as functional properties of different machines. So it will improve the product quality as well as reliability. So in general, screw thread is a temporary joint which we can remove it and we can have a fixation as per the requirement for interchangeability, as well as the tightening and loosening of the thread with respect to the nut. So let us see the different measurement required for accurate measurement with respect to the dimensions of the screw. So incorrect thread dimension may cause loosening or damage of the functional property of the machine. So in general, precision is very essential, like in different industries such as aerospace, automobile and other manufacturing industries, which helps in standardization of the production. So the need of accurate measurement is that the main cause is that it will not lose its tightening way, as well as it will not have a cause for damage. So it will be very essential so that the all screws which are being handled on the machine or any other movability or aerospace application will hold the position and it will make its functional very necessary. So the common use of a screw thread is nuts and bolts, lead screw in machines, pipe fittings, automobile and aircraft components. So nuts and bolts, so we can use it for different type of temporary joints. If suppose I want to join two different sheets, so I will directly insert the nut and bolt, thereby it can be joined together. So this is a common usage of nut and bolt, where screw threads are one of the application for it. The next is the lead screw related to the machines. So the lead screw is very important in the machines because all motions are handled with respect to this lead screw only. So whatever the movable parts present on the machines can be carried out with respect to this lead screw. So lead screw makes the machine components to move timely, as well as the required length, as well as the required rotations, etc. So the screw threads are present on the lead screw. The next is pipe fitting. So if this is day-to-day application pipe fitting, so we can see it in our household also. There are different types of pipes. If there is any corner edge, we need to bend it with respect to the corner edge. We'll keep an elbow. So if you want to have threadings to that pipe, we can have thread die set and we can fit it external or internal. So that is one of the major common used for screw threads. The next is automobile and aircraft components. Different automobile has n number of components. So different components may have the usage of screw threads in it. Similarly with respect to aircraft components. Next, the objectives of the thread measurement is that we need to check the accuracy of the thread, and also we need to ensure proper assembly with respect to different mating parts. This will reduce manufacturing defects as well as the safety and efficiency in the machines. So let me give you an example with respect to the objective of the thread measurement. If we don't measure the thread properly, if any screw in the aeroplane or aircraft may get loosened, that means n number of lives are in danger. So that is what a screw thread measurement and a screw thread manufacturing or production of this screw thread is very, very important, so that we can assure that the accuracy as well as the assembly with respect to nut and bolt are done properly. Thereby, it will help us to maintain proper safety as well as efficiency in different machines or any other components related to the machines. Now we will see different types of screw threads which are present in the production area. First one is metric threads. Second one is unified threads. Third one is Whitworth threads. The fourth one is Acme thread, and fifth one is square threads. So if you see one by one, that is a metric thread, its angle is 60 degrees. So the profile of the screw will be in this format. The angle between flank face to flank face is 60 degrees. So this comes under metric. The next one is unified. Majorly it is an American standard type of screw. This also maintains 60 degrees. Next is Whitworth threads. It is British standard, which has 55 degrees angle in between the face to face inclination. The next is Acme. These are the power screws. The angle is very low, that is 29 degrees in between the face to face. The next is square thread. Square threads are very different. So we have square threads in this format. The face of the thread will be 90 degrees on both ends. That's what it is called as square, because the edges and the bottom portion of the screw will form as a square, and this pattern will continue overall to the length of the screw. So these are the 5 different types of screw threads available in the market. So let us see one by one. The first one is metric threads, which are mostly commonly used thread system in the world. So these are measured in millimeters and the thread angle is 60 degrees. Suppose we have M10, that is thread diameter, and which has a pitch of 1.5. So this is M10 into 1.5. It is nomenclatured in this format. The next is unified threads. So unified threads are majorly used in the United States as well as Canada. So these are measured in the inches, and these are coarse and fine threads which has an angle of 60 degrees. The next is Whitworth threads. This is British standard threads form, and the angle is 55 degrees. So rounded crust and roots are formed. So rounded crust and roots are formed means in general we will draw the thread root and crust in this format, but when we draw for Whitworth, it will be somewhat into the roundness. So this is the profile of the Whitworth threads. The next, they are being used in older machines and pipe fittings to make them into a proper functional way. The next is Acme. So these are trapezoidal thread profile, where these can be used in power transmission. These are very easy and stronger in manufacture and commonly used in lead screws and machine tools. So Acme threads are very different. So generally their angle is 29 degrees,
and these are been very used in machines for power transmission, because this has a larger grip and which makes transmission very smoothly from one place to another place. The last is square threads. So square threads are very different. So this has different application. Let me tell you, the screw jack what we use to lift the automobile has these square threads, and also presses. So if you have a press, coin presses or some sand presses machine, there also they will use square threads. The square thread profiles are very square in nature, and this will hold the position of the screws with respect to the lifting or lowering. The efficiency is very high with respect to transmission of the load from one place to another place, or power transmission with respect to these square threads. So let us see what are the different nomenclature present on the screw threads. Let us see the first profile. So this is the pitch. So pitch is nothing but it is the distance between two conjugative crusts or troughs of a thread. So if I draw the profile of the thread, then this is the length which is called as pitch. So in the nomenclature I have already told you, if M10 which is represented by 1.5, this 1.5 is representing this pitch. M10 is the diameter which with respect to the particular screw thread. The next is major diameter. So major diameter is the outer to outer measurement. So if I draw the screw thread on the both side, so outer to outer crust measurement, this is called as major diameter. So minor diameter is the inner to inner. If I want to say, it is the crust to or the root diameter to the root diameter on the other side. So that is what called as minor diameter. And the pitch diameter is with respect to the pitch. Next is thread angle. So this is called thread angle. So if I draw the thread profile, and this is called as a thread angle. So pitch diameter, thread angle, pitch. So all together will make us a perfect threading. So we need to measure all thread angle, pitch, the lower addendum, dedendum, root diameter, or the crust, the major diameter. We need to measure it, so that the measurement of this makes us to make a proper fabrication of the screw thread. Now, major diameter, it is the largest diameter of the screw thread, measured from the crust to crust of an external thread, determines the overall size of the thread. Now, if I draw it very simply, now this is the one sided of the screw and this is the other side of the screw. Now, this is called the major diameter of the screw. When it comes to minor diameter, it is the smallest diameter of the thread measured from root to root. So if I say root to root, so the swinging or the screw helical grooves will be in this format, and the opposite side also has wavy nature. Now this is called as minor diameter. So minor diameter also has importance because it should touch a root to root. Then only it will make a perfect movement in the application. The next is pitch diameter. It is the imaginary diameter where the thread thickness equal to the space thickness. So pitch diameter is generally, if I ask you, it is an imaginary line between the mean diameter of the screw. So it is an imaginary diameter where the thickness of this imaginary diameter will equal to the space thickness. So the most important parameter for a proper mating of the thread is this pitch diameter. Determines accuracy with respect to fit between bolt and nut. Now we'll see the pitch. Pitch is nothing but it is adjacent distance between two corresponding crust or the root measured parallelly to the thread axis. So this is the thread axis and it is measured parallelly with respect to the thread axis. So this is what called as pitch. Determines the thread spacing, or I can say it makes use in the lead advancement. The next is thread angle. So this is the angle between two flank faces of the thread. This is one flank face and this is the other flank face. So the angle formation between these two flank faces is called as thread angle. So example, we have metric 60, width 55. So this is how the angles are measured in the screw. The next is lead. So lead is the distance of the screw advanced in one complete rotation. So this may be equal to the pitch in one start and greater than the pitch when it is a multi-start threads. So it may be equal to the pitch or it may not be equal to the pitch. It may be greater than the pitch. So lead is the advancement of the screw in one full rotation of the screw. Now important thread parameters. Why we are studying thread parameters? In a sense, we need interchangeability. So interchangeability is very different concept with respect to screws because different manufacturer will manufacture screws, nuts, bolts, etc. So if I say M10 into 1.5, if I take from one company, it should fit into the other company's nut. So that ensures interchangeability with respect to ISO standards, and it will maintain strength and durability, and it will help to accurately assemble and smoothen the operation for different types of manufacturing. So in general, major diameters will be measured with respect to outer micrometer, that is outside micrometer, as well as vernier calipers. So this will ensure proper fit between mating threads. It will help proper standards and as well as accuracy with respect to interchangeability of the components, as well as if there are any mating issues, it will prevent the assembly thread damages also. So generally the instruments used are outside micrometer as well as vernier calipers. So these two instruments are very commonly used for measuring of major diameter. Similarly, minor diameter. So minor diameter instruments used are thread micrometer, bore gauge and vernier caliper. So these three are different types of instruments used for minor diameter measurement. So minor diameter is general importance is with respect to internal threading, which affects load carrying capacity of the threads, as well as it will engage between different mating parts. The next is pitch measurement. So pitch measurement instruments used are screw pitch gauge, toolmaker's microscope, optical comparators. So these three are different type of instruments. So most commonly is screw pitch gauge, toolmaker's microscope, accuracy application, optical comparators. We can compare with the standards. So pitch ensures the compatibility between nut and bolt, and it will maintain the movement of the thread parts, as well as it will help us to make smooth operations. So that's all for today. So these are all reference I need to make you understand. I hope you also follow this reference. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.